Hey everybody, Joey0 here, and this was going to be a little bit of a weird one, so it's just like an amalgamation of thoughts about a bunch of different discussion that I've seen online, because like where else do you see discussion these days? Okay, so Twitch chat etiquette, right? I see a bunch of discussion about this because it seems like so many different folks have so many different tastes and preferences and boundaries and everything, and I think it's healthy to set boundaries. I think it's healthy to maintain those boundaries. But I see it happen fairly often, I guess, that Twitch streamers want their boundaries to be the norm. Does that make sense? That's a weird one. And it's not everybody, but I mostly notice this with newer streamers, which can include like big streamers, people who blew up very quickly. But I'm not going to name any names or anything, but one example that I saw was somebody mentioned that it's really harmful to their head state whenever they're streaming if somebody comes in and announces that they're leaving whenever they leave. And it happens to everybody. You're watching a stream and then you gotta go take care of something, so maybe you're thinking it's gonna be respectful, or maybe you're thinking it's gonna be courteous to say, hey, I gotta go. That way you don't have an issue of the streamer like continuing to talk to you and assuming that like you can hear what they're talking about when you're not there. I say that in other people's stream all the time. If I gotta go do something. But I saw somebody mention that having people announce their departure was harmful to their headspace. And I kind of can get it. So the argument that they were making is that lots of streamers are told to stream with their numbers off. Lots of streamers turn their numbers off when they stream because it's just seeing how many people you have in the room can be detrimental to you. And I stream with my numbers on. I don't really care. I've been streaming with my numbers on for many more years. Whatever, that's me. But that's obviously not everybody. But I think the point they were trying to make is that when you announce your departure, suddenly the streamer has to deal with the fact that their number went down even though they can't see the number, and that harms their head state. This is not like a call out post. This is not, I'm not saying like, oh, how dare you, how dare you put that responsibility on your audience or anything. Like, I'm not saying like, how dare you put that responsibility on your audience or whatever. I mean, if you gotta set a boundary, you gotta set a boundary. The thing that I think is maybe a bit funny is that some folks seem like they took that to mean, oh, I should never announce my departure. Okay, I will never announce my departure in any other stream again, ever. And like, no, please don't. Like, appreciate having the ability to know when you are departing, mostly so that way I can say goodbye. Mostly so I can say, hey, I can welcome you back to the next stream that you're gonna be around for. But the other thing is that like, I mean, again, so there are a lot of streamers who assume like, okay, if you're not streaming with your numbers off, then it's fake. If you're not streaming with your numbers off, then like, what are you doing? How dare you? And then, I mean, there's so many other things. Take your pick. There's some streamers who really find it very valuable to not do follower shoutouts and stuff. And there are some streamers who do. There are some viewers who find that valuable and some viewers who don't. There are some streamers who swear by the ability to like call out lurkers in chat and be like, hey, I see you there. Hello. And there's some streamers who don't. I think for a lot of people that could be pretty off-putting, but I think the point is whenever one person, any person, whether that's a viewer or a streamer or whatever, whenever one person says, hey, this is the way that everyone should do it, that's where I take issue. It goes back to that whole like sweeping generalizations thing. I don't like sweeping generalizations, and making that statement is a sweeping generalization, and I don't like that. But I think what I would like to see normalized, what I would like to see a lot more of in the world, is communication about those things. If I'm streaming and someone says that they don't like a thing, I welcome some communication about it. Likewise, if I'm watching somebody else stream and I would rather that they did something else to placate me or whatever, I think I would prefer to be able to communicate with the streamer about that. And at the end of the day, if we can reach an agreement, if we can reach an arrangement, cool. If we can't reach an arrangement, then I'm gonna go to another stream if I'm a viewer, or I would expect that person to go to another stream if they're a viewer. But I think what I really would like to see is just more communication. I would like to see that made a little more normal. If somebody announces their departure, then maybe say, hey, I appreciate that, but maybe don't bring that up next time. I appreciate it. If someone announces their departure and you don't like that, then maybe put that in your rules or something, so that is communicated to your audience. Or maybe just saying as much right then and there, like, hey, I appreciate that you're letting me know, but I'd rather you guys not announce your departure. I'd rather you not say goodbye or anything like that. instead of just assuming that everybody is going to be on board because Twitch etiquette is this thing that everybody knows, it's net culture at the end of the day. It's online, it's digital culture of people who are on the internet. A lot of net culture is, shall we say, nerd first. A long time ago, it was like, if you were on the internet, you were a fucking nerd, and you got beat up for it. It's cool or whatever. And nerd culture is not necessarily a space where people are incredibly well renowned for their social skills. Which is okay, but I think at the end of the day, if we can come to an arrangement, if we can come to some kind of agreement, if we can coexist, hey, that's fucking awesome. If we can't coexist, then, you know, that's a little unfortunate, but like, you take your little corner of the internet, I'll take my corner of the internet, and okay, thanks. Anyway, I think this video is getting a bit long, so I'm gonna throw it up there. Thank you so much for watching my videos. It'd be really cool of you to come by a stream. Even if it's only for a minute, even if you're just dropping in to say, hey, I'm lurking by, or even if you're like, just come in to say goodbye specifically, then I'll know that this video is the one that sent you there. Whatever. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you around. My name's Joey Zero. Okay, bye. No, wait, that's the sign off that I give on the old channel. Bye 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 bye.